The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. PHIVOLCS recorded 5 minor eruptions at the main crater of the Taal volcano today. Let's discuss that further with Greg Gregorio, who joins us live from Agoncillo in Batangas. Greg, what do we know so far about these brief eruptions, and should these be a cause for concern according to PHIVOLCS?
Yes, just according to PHIVOLCS, the first phreatomagmatic eruption that has been recorded this morning is at 5:18 in the morning, which lasted for 1 minute and 7 seconds. And the second eruption was at 8:47 a.m., which lasted 7 minutes. And the third one was at 9:15 a.m., which lasted 2 minutes. And the fourth one was at 9:26, which lasted 5 minutes. And the latest was at 11:56 a.m., which generated a 200-meter high dark gray plume. According to the Taal Volcano Observatory, all of these eruptions are weaker than the July 1 eruption of the Taal volcano. This only indicates that the Taal volcano is in a continuous unrest. Jess?
Now, following that, Greg, were they able to record any volcanic earthquakes today?
Charles, just in the last 24 hours, the Taal Volcano Observatory has recorded 55 volcanic earthquakes and 1 background tremor, which have been recorded from the Taal volcano. Jess?
Now, Greg, as PHIVOLCS also observed a decline in sulfur dioxide emission.
Just from the more than 22,000 tons of sulfur dioxide gas emission recorded on July 5, we've seen lesser number of recorded sulfur dioxide gas emission, which according to July 6 report, around 5,000. And then for the last 24 hours, what has been recorded is at around 7,560 tons of sulfur dioxide gas emission. But according to Paulo Reniva of the Taal Volcano Observatory, this doesn't indicate that the Taal volcano is already resting or the condition is getting better. They are just doing their continuous monitoring for them to tell further what is the condition of the volcano. Jess?
Now, Greg, does this mean that we should anticipate more eruptions in the coming days? Is it going to be at least a continued unrest for Taal volcano moving forward?
Just we've asked the same question to Paulo Reniva earlier, but according to him, what they can only say is that this would need them to continue their monitoring, because they can tell just yet if the Taal would have a continuous unrest or not. And of this time, the Taal volcano remains to be under alert level 3. Jess?
Okay, this time around, let's talk about evacuation efforts rather. What are the updates on that? Any residents still that were spotted near the Taal volcano island?
Just we've seen some individuals earlier along the road while we are traversing to this evacuation site here at Agoncillo, Batangas. When we passed through Buso of Laurel, Batangas, we've seen some residents being communicated by the members of the Philippine National Police for their evacuation. But according to the police that we've talked to earlier, many individuals are still need more convincing for them to transfer to evacuation centers. But here at the Barangay Barigon Evacuation Center, we've seen 60 families or 300 individuals who came from the Bilinwang and the other barangay that is located near the lake. According to Barangay Captain Marlo Humarang, they would need more supplies to sustain the needs of these evacuees for the next coming days. Jess?
And lastly, Greg, before we let you go, of course, the health department is pushing for the inoculation of the evacuees there in Batangas. Question, any updates on that? How's that coming along so far?
Just so far here at the evacuation center of Barangay Barigon Elementary School, 24 individuals have volunteered to have their vaccines, which are supposedly today, but more than 20 of them have backed out. It is because many are still hesitant to receive their COVID-19 vaccine shot. We have yet to get an update from the Department of Health Calabarzon Regional Office about the vaccine rollout in the evacuation centers here in Batangas. Jess?
All right, thank you very much for those updates. Again, Greg Gregorio reporting to us live from Batangas. Now, public health advocate Dr. Anthony Liachon underscored the country's limited gene sequencing capacity amid the threat of new COVID variants. Speaking to One News' agenda, Liachon said we cannot determine the extent of the presence of these variants through random testing.
Hindi natin tinetesting kasi lahat ng cases natin. Sa mga G7 countries, automatic pag nag-positive ka, papagenomic mo or gene sequencing, para sa ganun, malaman mo percentage of the population mo kung ilan ang cases. Tayo wala, random lang.
With this, Liachon believes that the continuous COVID surge in several areas, particularly Davao City, is driven by the Delta variant. The expert warns that Davao City may not be able to handle a COVID-19 situation similar to Indonesia due to already overwhelmed health facilities.
Kaya ako, ang feeling ko sa atin lang, baka napasok na yung Davao kasi hindi bumababa ang cases eh. Hanggang ngayon, mataas sila. I think for 2 weeks na, number 1 sila. Eh, the proximity to Indonesia, nasususpecha ako na pwede nang gagaling dun eh.
More stories after this short break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. The Toll Regulatory Board has approved lower toll matrix for the Skyway 3, which will take effect starting July 12. The use of the 18-kilometer Skyway has been free since its opening in December. Now, toll fees for Class 1 vehicles will range from 105 pesos to 264 pesos. Motorists who will pass through the Buendia to Quirino Stretch will have to pay 105 pesos, while those who will take the E. Rodriguez to Quezon Avenue route will be charged 129 pesos. Meanwhile, plying the Buendia to NLEX route will cost 264 pesos. Motorists bound for Quezon Avenue from NLEX will be charged 129 pesos starting Monday. Those who will use the Skyway from QAV to Buendia will have to pay 264 pesos, while the toll fee for those bound for Buendia from Plaza Dilao in Manila is at 105 pesos. Here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. The supposed arrival of some 170,000 doses of Sputnik V vaccine in the Philippines tonight has been rescheduled to a later date. The Health Department and National Task Force against COVID-19 attribute the delay of the shipment to logistical issues. Blue Ribbon Committee Chair Senator Richard Gordon says he hasn't received any request from fellow lawmaker Manny Pacquiao to probe his corruption allegations. Gordon explains that while the Senate committee may call for a hearing, he needs to see the specific facts surrounding the alleged offenses committed. And the Interior Department reports that the Budget Department has so far released around 16 billion peso funds under the Barangay Development Program. The funding will be used for over 2,000 projects in 812 barangays that Anti-Insurgency Task Force NTF-ELCA has declared free of communist terrorist groups. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Jess De Los Santos. We are One News.